create awareness about a vibrant innovation ecosystem, systematically foster the culture of innovation among participants to build, streamline, and strengthen innovation leading to startup. If we focus on outcomes, after successful completion of impact lecture, participants will be able to attain the culture of innovation, identify skills to acquire entrepreneurial ecosystem, and knowledgeable exchange among the ecosystem enablers at national level. Impact lecture participants are requested to be interactive during the session. Your attendance will be monitored by Cisco WebEx. After the completion of individual session, feedback link will be displayed in chat box. We are also advised by Ministry of Education's Innovation Cell to carry out e-assessment after each session. So, without further delay, let me take this privilege to welcome you all, the participants across the nation, to these vibrant, energetic, and motivational sessions ahead. Thank you, and over to you, Bhagyashri.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, I would love to call upon our respected principal, Dr. S.S. Angdi sir, to share his valuable word with us. Over to you, sir.
Good morning. Good morning, Dr. K. Ilongavan sir, our eminent speaker for the first session.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Mr. Vishnu sir, who is our eminent speaker for the second session. All the participants who are joined and who are attending this particular webinar, my faculty members, and in particular Dr. Rajesh Patil, Principal, Siangad College of Pharmacy, for consenting to be sharing the mentorship to our institute, in especially the Innovation Institution Council activities. Having registered for the Innovation Institution Council, a change of attitude and mindset, this has happened within my faculty members and even to some extent my students also. Innovation Institution Cell, this has been very actively conducting several of the events, and these events are being conducted across the various sectors. But by and large, the focus of our Innovation Institution Cell, this has been on the innovation, intellectual property rights, environment awareness, and if we analyze whatever events are being conducted, these events are in line with the guidelines of the central government as well as the state government. I am particularly thankful to Ministry of Innovation for having provided this opportunity to our institute to conduct this online webinar series with partial sponsorship. As such, this is the first time that we are conducting a particular session on the startup. So I feel the role of the government and the vision of the government, this is well being shouldered by us, my faculty, and they understand the changing scenario and the challenges that faculty, colleges, and the students who are undergraduating at this particular moment of time, how the scenario is likely to change in the coming years. And in response to change in the scenario, a shift in the skill set, this is desired. A shift in the attitude of the students, this is desired. And I would like to thank my faculty members for rightly imbibing this changing attitude into the mindset of our students, and not only our students, to the students of the various colleges across the countries. Although this is the first session which is being conducted under the sponsorship of Ministry of Innovation. In the earlier sessions, we have conducted various events and we had participants across the nation. We were able to reach participants from across almost 20 different states throughout India. For today's session also, we are having participants from different states who have joined this particular session. And I really welcome Dr. Ilango sir, and at the same time, without taking much of his time, I would just like to thank all of the participants for being present here at this platform. And an appeal that I would like to make is thoroughly try to concentrate on both the sessions. If you have any doubts, please feel free to ask them. Due to constraint of the time, if it is not possible for the speakers to address at this particular during this particular webinar, I am sure our speakers will definitely address this either through the online meet or through the email or whatever modalities that is possible. So once again, I would like to thank all of the participants, and I would like to hand over the further proceedings to Bhagyashri. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Your word always encourages us, sir. Now, I request Dr. Rajesh B. Patil, sir, to guide us about the event. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Bhagyashree. Am I audible? May I know?
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
Hey. Oh, okay. Thank you. At the outset, I would like to thank for inviting me for this particular session, expert lecture series. I'm happy that the Yash Institute of Pharmacy has initiated this IIC activities to this level, where the students across the country, they are participating, and they are interacting with the renowned speakers and people from innovation background and startup and maybe entrepreneurship areas. As a mentor institute, our purpose is to just motivate and guide the mentee institute. In our case, Yash Institute is profoundly found proactive in all the activities. They are absolutely fostering this innovation culture amongst their students and overall amongst their faculty. And I'm happy that their faculty is so proactive that each and every MIC driven activities, IIC driven activities, and some other activities are being conducted to such an extent at this institute. In today, they have invited eminent speakers like the Dr. Ilangon sir, Dr. Vishnu sir. I'm sure in coming sessions and with these speakers, with these experts, the students of Yash Institute, students of my college, and students across the country will have a perfect glimpse of what is innovation and how to imbibe that innovation culture, and what is a startup ecosystem, what is incubation, pre-incubation, what is prototype, what are different opportunities available. All those aspects, the students will perfectly imbibe these things in them. I'm sure a great future for the IIC of Yash Institute of Pharmacy, and I wish all the success in coming years to Yash Institute. Thank you, and thank you for inviting me for sharing my views on this session. Over to you, Bhagyashri.
Thank you so much, sir, for the words of encouragement and guidance. Any program is incomplete without the words of gratitude. So I call upon Purva Daroli to express the vote of thanks. Over to you, Purva.
Thank you, Varsha. If your action inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. Good morning, everyone. It has been such an honor to be the part of this short and crispy inaugural ceremony on behalf of management and Yash Institute of Pharmacy, Aurangabad. I, Miss Purva Darori, B Pharmacy first year student, take this opportunity to extend my heartful gratitude to all the esteemed speaker, Dr. K. Elavan sir and Mr. Vishnu sir, to their presence and acceptance of our invitation for Impact Lecture Section 1. We are also grateful to Ministry of Education Innovation Cell AICTE for sponsoring the event of the Impact Lecture. I also extend my warm regard to respected Dr. Rajesh B. Patil Sir, Principal, Sihagar College of Pharmacy, Vadgaon, Budruk. Thank you so much for your presence and guidance on the occasion. I also take this opportunity to extend my heartfelt thanks to respected Dr. V.K. Deshmukh Sir, Joint Secretary, Mura Education Society and Principal, MES College of Pharmacy, Sonai. I also take this opportunity to thank our beloved Principal, Dr. S.S. Angadi Sir, for the providing opportunity to witness this wonderful event. I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to all the faculty members who are continuously engaged for betterment. Last but not the least, I would like to thank all the participants across the nation for the active participation. Gratitude makes sense of our past, bring peace for the today, and create vision for tomorrow. With this, I conclude my vote of thanks. Thank you, one and all. Have a knowledgeable, motivational section ahead. Thank you so much. Over to you. Over to you, Gayatri.
Am I audible? Good morning, Honorable Chief Guest Dr. K. Lingovan Sir, Assistant Innovation Director, Minister of Education Innovation Cell, AICTE, and respected Principal Sir, Dr. S.S. Angudi Sir, respected teachers, and all my dear friends. I, Gayatri Dedwal,
and I, Rutuja Kulange, welcome you all in Impact Lecture Session, organized by Institution Innovation Council of Yash Institute of Pharmacy, Aurangabad, sponsored by Ministry of Education Innovation Cell, AICT, New Delhi.
I would like to request Ms. Saili Arande to introduce our today's eminent speaker, Dr. K. Lingovan Sir. Over to you, Saili.
You are today where thoughts have brought you. You will be tomorrow where your thoughts take you. With these lines, I, Miss Saili Sanjay Erande from first year B Pharmacy, feels immensely honored to introduce our eminent speaker, Dr. K. Ilangovan. Dr. K. Ilangovan sir is an Assistant Innovation Director and Innovation Cell, AICTE, Ministry of Education, Government of India, New Delhi. He obtained his bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering branch from Annamalai University and master's degree in production engineering specialization from PSG College of Technology, Coimbatore. He completed his full-time PhD degree from Anna University, Chennai. He has 5 patents to his credit. He has published over 60 plus papers in national and international journals. 3 scholars completed and awarded PhD under his guidance, and 3 scholars are currently pursuing PhD programs under his guidance. He has received funds for carrying out research projects for various funding agencies like DST, Indo-UK, DRDO, ARDB, ISRO, Royal Academy of Engineering, UK, and so on. Our eminent speaker is also awarded 3 national and 1 international award from Royal Academy of Engineering, UK. Sir was also awarded as Young Scientist Award for Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. Sir is also a member of Empowered Expert Committee of Senior Care Aging Growth Engine of the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. Sir has visited multiple countries such as Austria, France, Greece, Germany, Malaysia, Singapore, Sri Lanka, Switzerland, Scotland, Spain, Sweden, USA, and UK. Sir, we feel immensely honored that we have you here today with us. Sir, we also welcome you to Yash Institute of Pharmacy, Aurangabad. I would like to conclude the introduction with some lines. Accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, latch onto the affirmative. With these lines, I conclude the introduction. Thank you one and all, and have an amazing day ahead.
Thank you, Saili. I request our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. K. Lingovan, sir, to guide us on an innovation, building innovation ecosystem in educational institution. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Can you see my slides? I'm audible? Organizer, I'm audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, you're right.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Gayatri and team, for introducing me to the participant. And also, I thank the principal management for inviting me to address this occasion. So, just next 1.5 hour time, we will have a brief introduction about what we are trying to do in the innovation ecosystem in the education institutions, how it's going to benefit the students, faculty members, and the institution, and what is the individual role of a student and faculty and the institution to make this innovation ecosystem more rigid and more dynamic in our country. So, as I thank the Ministry of Education Innovation Cell for giving us an opportunity to give expose about the innovation ecosystem in the country and promoting the culture of innovation among higher education institutions and school education. So, briefly about some of the activities which we are carrying out at the Ministry of Education's Innovation Cell. And this particular program, Impact Lecture Series, is part of the Institution Innovation Council we established 3 years back, and we have very systematic handholding of institutions across the country in promoting the culture of higher education. US Institute is today part of this Institute Innovation Council. Like 3 years back, when we have been initiated this process, we have been at a very good success rate from the day one we have implemented. Today, we are able to see this has been reached every corner of our country, and we have been able to successfully see 3,300 plus institution being part of Institution Innovation Council. So we have other initiatives like Hackathon, ARIA, Asia India Hackathon, Yukti, Kapila, Drug Discovery Hackathon, Toy Hackathon. I'll just brief about those initiatives which we are carrying out at Institute Innovation Council and also through Ministry of Education Innovation Cell. The innovation ecosystem in higher education institutions, as I said earlier, we have been working out through. Initially, we started Institution Innovation Council. Before that, we had a hackathon as a first initiative of Ministry of Education Innovation Council. Kapila Kalam program for IP literacy initiative, and also recently we have introduced IPR course for UG, PG, and PhD students. Recently, you have been conveying, your principal was talking about IPR course have been organized at your campus, which is one of a mandatory requirement for students today. And also an MBA in Innovation and Entrepreneurship, National Innovation Context, with the National Innovation Startup Policy and ARIA. We start in handholding the innovation system in institutions. We conduct hackathons to make students think out of box, and we support those initiatives or the products which brought out of the hackathon in funding support through National Innovation Context and IFTI program, and also through National Innovation Startup Policy. We support the higher education institutions, stating that what is the guidelines for the faculties and students of a respective institute, how the shareholding of IPR can be made among the students, and how a student or faculty can have his own startup, how it helps in his credit system. Doing all these things, we also want to evaluate the ranking or say evaluation parameter of an institution being established. Institution Innovation Council being carried out many innovation related activities. We want to evaluate that through an initiative called Atal Ranking for Institutions on Innovation Achievement. We look into the parameters of number of activities conducted in innovation related, hackathons conducted, product developed, prototype developed, startup initiated, and courses conducted related to innovation. Like this, certain parameters are being considered, and we evaluate and say that institutions are starting at this position in the case of innovation. Just a minute, I'm not able to change the slide. Just give me a minute, I'll share it once again. So the Institute Innovation Council has initially been mentioned about. It's a pan-India network of innovation ecosystem, which have been made to make sure that the complete handholding is made in the higher education institutions in the urban spoke model. IIC has been emerged one of the India's biggest real-time innovation mentoring platform. Not alone in India, we can say that globally we don't have any such kind of innovation ecosystem handholding connecting the length and breadth of a country, and also been establishing 3000 plus urban spoke model of institution innovation, which is spread across the country. I'm happy to see that Aict Institute is part of this initiative, and you are also trying to promote the culture of innovation among your students and faculty members, which is a big move or a great steps which you have taken in the current scenario. Through this Institute Innovation Council, we also have Innovation Ambassador Program, where we want to build a in-house human resource capacity in engaging, managing, and generating innovation and entrepreneurship activity. We have been framed content and syllabus, and we have been developed video content for that and uploaded Innovation Ambassador Program, and where the student, faculty members, and students have been going through the content, and they have been certified as an innovation ambassador of Ministry of Education. As an impact lecture series, today we have been part of this, where the funding support to higher education institution located across the country and far away from the zone or tier 2, tier 3 institutions to make them more aware about the innovation and entrepreneurship. This impact lecture series has been made. We also have an innovation context. I'll just brief about you in the coming slide. And we have a mentor-mentee program to support and handle the institutions to perform better in the process. Excuse me. The Innovation Ambassador Training Program, we have design thinking, innovation, we have IPR and technology transfer, incubation, pre-incubation, entrepreneurship development. This is a module which we have been developed as a part of Innovation Ambassador Program. Also, we have been set up similar kind of initiative to the school level at the school teachers, where we have been understood that the foundation is being created more at the school levels. So we have been initiated this for schools teachers to make sure that they are also aware of the innovation ecosystem process. The impact lecture series, we have 250 plus impact lecture series which we have conducted across the country on innovation, IPR, startup, and entrepreneurship. So we have been covered major states and union territories, and many students and faculty members have been part of this program and been got benefited out of this initiative. If you look into it, the National Innovation Context, it's a 360-degree experimental learning program for potential students, innovators, and entrepreneurs. What we are trying to say, or what we want to express at this occasion is, sorry, I'm not keeping well, my throat is not good. Sorry, apologies for that. If you look into it, as a student of pharmacy, as a teacher of pharmacy, you can visit, consider this 360 degree of a circle. You imagine yourself where you are standing in this position and look into how you can develop a product or a process or a prototype which will enhance you to involve more in the innovation entrepreneurship ecosystem. Taking from the field visit, say imagine you as a pharmacy student, no, you visit an industry connected to you. We call it some field visit. Very sorry. Where through this field visit, you identify a problem. It's again, it may be an hospital, it may be a pharmaceutical company, it may be an industry, or you today it's a multidisciplinary. It's not a must. We should work in our own domain alone. Today we have been talking about Industry 4.0 and 5.0, which is a multidisciplinary research. A student from a school develops a drone. A student from a school develops a satellite. As a student from pharmacy, it's nowhere beyond your cost to the school and being in a college. I'm sure you can also involve in the part of the process of developing any product or process which you like into it. So, as a field visit, we want you to go to a field, understand the problems which is faced in that, identify that as a problem statement, and look into how we can develop a solution for it. Once you develop the solution, or say, think, okay, this is my idea, this is what you want to develop it. We also conduct a design thinking workshop, how to develop a proof of concept, how this design or ideas which is there with you can be taken to next level to finalize the proof of concept. And we call them for the selection of proof of concept as a demo day at the regional level. Then we support you through the IPR program, identifying the IP components in the process or product which you have been developed into it. And also we help you in prototype development through workshop on prototype design. Then we take a specific best practice or prototype or a demo process which we have been carried out with that. So this is a initial process of, I can say, more about a survey or a kind of literature which you carry out and do that. After that, we conduct a regional session, how you can develop a business module from the ideas which you developed it. At a national level, we conduct a boot camp and exhibition for the students to compete with the national level ideas. And also we connect, suppose your idea is good and you are being marketable, we also support you in granting a fund of up to 10 lakh rupees. You can start your own startup and initiate this company. We give you you completely provide you a handholding, also an incubation linkage, and the fund of up to 10 lakh rupees has been given to you. And we also follow up in further handholding the process, and we make that Indian startup ecosystem to be promoted with many more companies from the young innovators like you. I'm sure every student and faculty members has their own idea. They have their own innovation. They have their own strength. Taking those ideas, we have enough time. We have enough, say, like knowledge on those things. I'm very sure if you spend quality time on it, any thought process or ideas which you have can be converted into a prototype and product development, and we can take it as a startup and become an entrepreneur. The primary focus of our innovation cell is to create more culture of innovation, startup, and entrepreneur, and promote many young entrepreneurs to come out of the institutions and make our country a better innovation ecosystem for startup which we have want to establish at the campuses. Next, if you look into it, through this process in 2019 and 20, we had initially, if you look into it, students, you should be very careful looking into this pyramid. See, we have fund for the ideas which is being brought out from the institution. Only thing is, the right set of ideas is what we want to support, and also want to make sure that, sorry, also want to make sure that the good ideas are being supported, which will help our country to next level in the product and prototype development part. If you look into 2019, we had 4,000 ideas and proof of concept across the country. Then we at last we found only 17 are being in the funded position. I request you to be look into or deep dive into the process and understand exactly the scenario of what a startup is, what the company is or the innovation cell is looking into it, and what kind of ideas to be brought into it, so that it takes or makes you that you are also process of this pyramid and achieve the fund of 10 lakh rupees, which has been funded through Ministry of Education Innovation Cell. In the 2020, we had 27,000, 29,000 ideas. Slowly it was shortlisted around 127 teams, and around 50 or 60 was being funded the part of this program. Then. Next is the Kapila scheme, Kalam program for IP literacy and awareness. So far, you have been looking about an idea or prototype which have been bought into it. We also support in filing patent. I understood from your principal and your teachers that you have been promoting more on IPR awareness. For your kind information, that Ministry of Education Innovation Cell has been supporting you up to 10 patent funding, that is application fee and examination fee, whichever bought idea to you are being supported by us, and you can file it. You can file for a patent of your ideas. If you look into it, why we introduced this scheme is, so every year China is filing around 13 lakh patent annually, and US is filing around 6 lakh patent. Just India is, we should say, no words to express that we are only 46,000 of patent is being filed every year. At also 65% of those patent are non-resident of India. Dear students and faculty, imagine that we have a population of 130 plus crores, and we are saying only 46,000 patent have been filed, and 65% has been non-resident of India. If we love our country, it's not alone when we are our national anthem. We have been pride having a goosebump in our body and saying that I love our country, I want to do, I want to achieve. I kindly request every student and faculty member to contribute our country to grow next level, compete with other countries to make sure that we also have good number of patent filed every year. So we have with us a fund for supporting the patent. So every institute has a patent filing option. If you submit 20 patent, we will be funding you for 10 patent. You can proudly say that it's a part of Ministry of Education funding patent system. Kapila is a program which we recognize, facilitate, and felicitate the intellectual property innovation and best practice in higher education institution. So India is only just 2%. I want the Yes Institute to be part of this program and submit 20 patent and say that you are also part of the National Building Initiative and secure a fund of 56,000. So the application is open now, and the last date for submission is of patent is September 22nd, 2020. So it's on the examination fee and the filing fee we give for the institution. The patent should be on the institution name, and the students and the faculty members can be the part of the inventor team. And we release the fund in November, December. So you all look forward to identify an idea or a prototype product which can be patentable and apply for the scheme and get benefited out of it. Just quickly running into the portal, it's a very simple portal. You are supposed to form a Kapila committee, which has an institute alumni, industry expert, IPR expert, and a faculty member. Then we also, once you form the committee, so you will be identifying the patents within your departments or within your institute. Call for the committee, present in front of them, submit 20 patent application. We will fund you 10 patent application. That is 1:1 ratio. The patent should be filed. Imagine you have already filed a patent which is after 15th October 2021. You can also submit that and get the reimbursement from Innovation Cell. Sorry. If you look into it, we also require to upload the examination fee, application fee, minutes of meeting, and statement of expenditure. So, which will as a supporting document required for release of the payment for us. Just a minute. We have conducted a World IP Day on 26th of April. We have conducted around, we plan to do around 300 plus events across the country, 75 physical event and 225 online event. Also jointly with the Ministry of Commerce. If your institution have not conducted such event, please always write to us. We do this event at a free of cost to promote the culture of innovation and the entrepreneurship, mainly on IPR. As 26th April was on World IP Day, we have promoted around 300 plus activities across the country. And we have been just nearly 30,000 plus faculty members and students and 140 plus institutions, and we had 113 speakers. These are the programs which we covered majority of the states and union territories of the country where the students and faculty have been participated. As I said earlier, we also, through this Kapila scheme, provide awareness, provide funding support, and courses for IPR, that is UG, PG, and PhD program. So if you have any doubt or any thing related to this, always write to this email ID, kapila@aict-india.org. Yukti is a scheme which I was been talking about. We take as an innovation repository and help the institutions in funding up to 10 lakh rupees. You have any idea, just submit to us a good idea which is of prototype product development, more importantly, can be commercialized. Those ideas you can submit through this scheme and we will evaluate by an expert committee and we will extend a support of funding up to 10 lakh rupees based on the project requirements. The MBA PGDBM Innovation Entrepreneurship Program, we have been launched to make sure that the students have been more into innovation entrepreneurship ecosystem. At last 10-15 minutes, I'll take about how to write a successful projects, what is this, how to get succeed from the projects which you are say like writing about it, and how it will help the student in his value addition to his CV and his profile for his job or startup. Also for the institute faculty members, how it will enhance their skills in the kind of startup entrepreneurship ecosystem and how it will be helpful to the institution. I'll be taking last 15 minutes on those things which to cover more upon those things. 15-20 minutes about it. So this about a program which been established within many institutions. As I said about National Innovation Startup Policy, we launched in 2019 for the benefit of students and faculty members in higher education institution. This policy intended to guide higher education institutions for promoting student-driven innovation and startups and to engage the student faculty in innovation startup activities in the campus. Many were talking about innovation startup at the campuses, but there was no such guidelines how to carry out, what to be done at the campus levels, how it supports students and faculties. This policy made or provided a guidelines for the students, faculty, and the institution to implement the innovation ecosystem in the institutions. I'm sure many of students would be part of these hackathons which we conduct every year across the country. If you are not part of it, please join, visit our hackathon, Google search Reduce Smart India Hackathon, which has been initiated through Innovation Cell. Today we can see every part and nook and corner of the country hackathons are conducted with that. So it's the world's biggest open innovation model. Through these hackathons, we make sure that the students are being made to think out of box and develop a prototype of product with a 36 hours non-stop for an software edition and 5 days for non-stop for an hardware edition, which we used to conduct to make sure that the students involved in these hackathons where they learn the teamwork, they enhance their communication skill, they understand the challenges faced when we have developed the product or prototype. They work beyond hours to make sure that they have been able to achieve in the short duration of the time bound activities. So I'm sure I request the faculty members and the principals, if your students are not being part of this, please register now and make sure that they are also part of these hackathons and develop the product which will enhance our country's innovation ecosystem. We have been doing this from 2017. There is a massive response to 20 lakh plus students across the country have been impacted directly and indirectly. We also understood that through this 3-4 edition of the world's biggest hackathon model is being promoted to out of box thinking in young minds, especially engineering students. Also, I can say technical students across the country. I request everyone to be part of this initiative being conducted at a national level initiative. Our Honorable Prime Minister had suggested that when he was in Singapore, he have been collaborated with Singapore and we have conducted an international hackathon. So Indo-Singapore hackathon in 2018, it was organized at Singapore and in 2019 it organized at IIT Madras. In 2018, we had students from India competing with the students with Singapore University. But in 2019, it was a collaborative event where two students from India and two students from Singapore were working together, understanding the culture and communicating with them for 3 to 6 months of time online and being in an event for 3 days is an event of international collaboration which we have been initiated and our Honorable Prime Minister used to participate in majority of our events. I'm sure your students also will be part of this initiative for this program. Completely ministry funds for the students, travel, accommodation, food, everything. So don't miss those opportunities so that you also get enhanced with your skill in this ecosystem of innovation. Sorry. Subjected to this Indo-Singapore hackathon, then we have conducted Asian India hackathon, which covered all the Asian countries and many ministries and prime ministers from different countries have participated in this initiative, and it was a big success which the student collaborating, countries collaborating and carrying out hackathon. This is about a survey about different hackathons which we have conducted. Also, we are recently understanding the toy economy of the country, which is the more important and required the few millions of no exports or imports has been happening in toy. Considering that it's a need of an hour, our ministry had launched a toy hackathon. Also, these are the few international hackathons which we have been planning it. As I said earlier, after carrying out all these innovation activities, somewhere we should have some kind of evaluation or say to be made to make sure that where the institution is standing into it. So we evaluate these parameters to make sure that the institutions are part of this area ranking, and we give them the ranking, which makes them to identify where they are standing in the position of innovation ranking system. With successful implementation at the higher education institution, we understood that in the 3 years of time, there is a need that we should create this culture at the school level so that the students, when they are coming to the college, are aware of what this innovation is and why they are supposed to do and how it is going to benefit in his career. So we started this innovation ecosystem in schools. Started with the Innovation Ambassador Program. We are planning to launch School Innovation Council and National Innovation Policy for schools, faculties, and students. Smart India Hackathon, and we have introduced design thinking and innovation subject in the school as a part of sixth standard. You understand what is the importance of innovation in the system. As a college students, you are all blessed today that there is an innovation ambassador program. You can also be part of it. Ask your faculty member, register, and understand more about the design thinking and innovation part. Our national education policy emphasizes more on different previous academic structure. You can see now academic structure being more concentrated on higher order thinking. So which makes you to analyze, evaluate, and create the things. So dear students, be part of this higher order thinking. We are always more comfortable in remember understanding of applying in the lower order thinking. Now analyzing, evaluating, and creating higher order thinking is very important. So we are supposed to do that. In the school system, we have increased the autonomy, flexibility in choice of subject, more on hands-on experience to the students, understanding the local skills which is available around them. We made project-based and inquiry-based learning for the students, and more importantly, creating critical thinking to encourage logical decision making and innovation, which is need of an hour today for our school students. In turn, the higher education students also make it to it. As I said earlier, focusing on Industry 4.0, which will help the students create India's future and leadership role. Ando emphasize on AI, machine learning, data science. You talk about 3D printing, additive manufacturing. So you talk about the Industry 4.0 technologies, which we are supposed to be more comfortable in that. And also we want to give internship not at the college level alone to the schools of 6th to 12th grade students during holidays and vacational courses for online mode. And we want to make sure that bagless days are there for the students. Periodic exposure to real-time world. Visit higher education institutions nearby. Please convey to your friends or your brother, sister, or your family members there in the school from the school teacher. Sorry. From the school teacher, from the students to school teacher, this initiative will be benefit to that. They can also be part of this school innovation ambassador program for the school teachers. We have trained already 10,000 plus teachers from 10,800 plus CBSE schools and 53,000 faculty members across the country have registered for this program. More importantly, 70 CBSE affiliated in foreign schools also been part of this initiative, and they have been joined this program and successfully carrying out this initiative. As an innovation ambassador, what they get, they create a culture, they become a mentor, resource person, they understand about the startup, and they involve in evaluating the competition idea. More important, whenever they establish school innovation council, they have become part of the school innovation council. So the school innovation councils, we have certain representative how we establish school innovation part, and in the national innovation entrepreneur policy, we want to change a mindset change, and awareness and training among the students, faculties, as well as more importantly the parents who have been should come forward to make sure that their students, their son or daughter is being want to have their own company, because we have been in the Indian traditional system, we have been more emphasized that we should have a safe and secure system, always looking for a job, don't want to take any risk kind of thing. And also we want to support in infrastructure mentor and mentoring to nurture innovations, incentivizing and encouraging teachers, pedagogical and innovation, collaborating with partnership school and communities, and the school entrepreneur-led startup facility in the IP system is what we are trying to do. And as I said earlier, we are the first country in the world to introduce design thinking subject at the school level. I'm very sure it will make a revolutionary change in our school system. In turn, the students, when they come to the college, they will have more innovative ideas. As a pharmacy institute, we require more technical skills, which was been missing in our school days. I'm sure this program will enhance it. What is that we are trying to do by doing all these initiatives? We want to build a grassroots innovation entrepreneurship ecosystem. We want to consolidate the facilities and resources in schools and higher educations, and innovative ideas and startups we want to create. And startup will yield unicorns and MNC of the country for tomorrow. This is what we are trying to do by carrying out all those activities. As your institution already have institution innovation council, I request everyone to involve in the part of it and be part of this national building initiative. If you look into it, our Indian CEOs are making the mark in the global stage. You know, many of them who have been doing extraordinary, either Sundar Pichai or you say like Sanjay Kumar, many are playing extraordinary role and making our country proud. So why can't you also be part of this process and you also be an CEO or a director of a company which makes our country proud as well as you and your family and the institution proud. We can see an young Bharadwaj, young entrepreneur of a country who is a Padma Shri, and when he was at the age of 14, 15, he had become an entrepreneur in his school days. He started his companies. Now he has 36 research projects, 15 patents, and 15 awards in his credit. And he's a Padma Shri nominee in 2018. When we have interacted with him, he said that, who is your best mentor? He said, my parents is my best mentor. Because he said the parent is one. Because when he started his startup, he was always going around for a mentor who can guide them in his initiative. Then after that, he said that my father and mother was a good mentor of me because they are the one who know my strength and weakness, who have been seeing me from the childhood. So let's just consider as a motivation factor. So every student considering your father, mother as like a mentor, and interact with them, discuss with them, value their words, value them, and see they may be able to guide you in the right direction in mentoring if you have a startup ideas which you can start into it. Then we can look into the other perspective of it. So Indian startup unicorn in 2020 we have big numbers grown up. So what we want to do connecting school and higher education is the Institute Innovation Council established at higher education. We want to create this an idea generation clinic, engineering technical institutions, experience on their labs, polytechnic ITIs as a vocational and idea labs as product development, and IITs, NITs as a research and IP clinic. What we will achieve from this, we have been heard about this word Atmanirbhar Bharat, Make in India, Made for the World, Knowledge-based economy, goal of 5 trillion economy is what we are trying to achieve in the process throughout the journey of promoting the innovation ecosystem. Again, I request everyone to be part of this national building initiative and be have the proud moment of our country. If you look into it, in 2021, India was standing at the 46th position. If you look into it, in 2015, India was standing in the Global Innovation Index at 81st position. Today we are at 46th position. This had happened, this had been made for country pride drastically, nearly 40 plus rank ahead in past few years. It's a big achievement which our country had been made under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister. This innovation ecosystem which has been created in our country will make our country to stand in the better position. Always I want to repeat this again saying that you students or faculty members, we are pride when our national anthem is being played in matches in cricket match or in the movie theater, we stand up and salute them, and we say pride, and we also get goosebumps in our body whenever the national anthem is played. That's good, and that should be there as an Indian citizen, having pride in that. Beyond that, you want to take our country to next level, be part and part of this innovation ecosystem culture, which everyone's contribution will make our country to stand in a better position in the coming years, which we can salute, saying that the innovation ecosystem established, which will make our dream of 5 trillion economy of our country, and it will be able to achieve it. Only the innovation, prototype, product development, entrepreneurship ecosystem developing in our country will make to achieve this 5 trillion economy. I want everyone to be part of it and contribute our country to stand in better position in the coming years. This I want to just, I'll take some next 2-3 minutes to brief about this National Education Alliance for Technology, which AICT have been introduced. So what we have done is we have brought a best out of education technology projects available in the country on a platform called NEET, National Education Alliance for Technology, to enhance the skill and reskill the students of our country and enhance their employability and startup initiative opportunities. What we have done is many education technology companies have been approaching the institution. We created a platform called NEET, which helped the students. It's like an Amazon for the students and faculty members. Just log in into it, use the course. Many courses are free, few are in the purchase mode. The best once if you are purchasing, every 100 purchase there is a 25 seats which we distribute to socially economically weaker section of our society. The students from the tier 2 tier 3 cities or who are not accessible to the technology courses, we give it to them at the free of cost through these courses. So you can just log in, register your email ID. Just we have a course, any course related to the students of higher education in the country is available. You can join through this course and get benefited out of this program. This is how the website will be looking into it. More importantly, we also provide internship for the students of our country. This is the AICT internship portal. We have internship from Smart City, that is Ministry of Housing Urban Affairs, a program called TULIP, the Urban Learning Internship Program, where the students across the country from their location, within their location, they can carry out their internship through the Smart City project, which is being executed within your area. You can identify what is the thrust area you have been interested on it, register on the portal, and you can carry out internship. Few internship are being paid from the stipend of 5,000 to 50,000. Yes, students make use of these facilities. Likewise, we have National Highway Authority, we have pharma industry, we have medical industries, we have AI, data science, then machine learning, blockchain. I say like no, many pharmaceutical companies have been uploaded their internship on this. Please log into it, get benefit out of it, and enhance your skill and become an industry suitable workforce as well as an entrepreneur, which will enhance your opportunities for your career. We also have a program called ELSI free course where all the courses are free, which you can always log in and use it for enhancing your skills. If you look into the slide, we are talking about advanced research. This is a source from McKinsey Global Institute, which was being in 2013. We have been talking about mobile internet. We are talking about automation in the knowledge work, IoT, cloud computing, 3D printing, advanced materials, renewable energy, likewise many more, including autonomous vehicle, which we are talking about, the drones, per past and decade. There is a lot of improvement in the technology growth in the drone. So starting from initially, we have been looking for a hovering capability of 10 minutes. Today, there are drones which fly for an hour and which carries more than 1,000 kg. So this is technology which we have been talking about 2013. In current technologies, which we are talking about is more connected. And today, as I said, you may be a pharmacy student, but today any initiative which you take is a multidisciplinary work which you are carrying out. Either it may be a prototype, product development, whatever it may be. So you talk about AI, machine learning, deep learning, data science, big data analysis, quantum science technology, cyber security, security of physical infrastructure, blockchain, sensor network, IoT, Internet of Things, robotic, advanced manufacturing, AR, VR. Still many more. These are the technologies which today is a digital or disruptive technologies which transforms life, business, and economy of a country. I request all the students and faculty, when you identify your project, you concentrate on a project to make sure that you are being in line with these areas of project and carry out your work, which would more help to enhance your skill in the current needs or current trends of the technologies which is required. This said so far about the ideas. So you're talking about innovation, you're talking about ideas. It's fine as a student or faculty. I can see around 100 plus students are being part of this program, and a few faculty members have joined from different part of the country to carry out or to develop a prototype or to have your own startup or to have your own company made it. I can say you have a very good knowledge, because to have a startup, it's one subject which you are, or say like one trust area which you are supposed to be more important, that which comfortably you can uh, have it. The more other thing is the time. Always, I'm sure, if once we committed to certain things, it's a commitment which we every one of us it takes. Saying that okay, today 8:30 I have a session, so I've joined. It's a commitment from everyone. You have joined for the session, listening to it. So now around 100 are there. 100 into 1 hour. It's 100 hours of quality time is been spent out. What is the takeaway? Sir, we have, you tell us what are the students of you. I'm talking in your foot. I'm talking that. Sir, as a student, I say that I will spend any time you say, because I'm free. I'm good. Time is there with me. I have a skill which I can make it with those things. But to do all those things, we require fund, right? So where we are going to look into it? See, our government had initiated different initiatives for funding the startups, innovation, entrepreneurship ecosystem in our country. As I said, through the Ministry of Education Innovation Cell, through a scheme called IFTI, the National Innovation Context, we fund a fund of up to 10 lakh rupees for promoting the innovation and for the ideas or prototypes which are being developed in the process. Beyond that, there is an entrepreneurship development cell. DST supports on innovation entrepreneurship development up to 47 lakhs. Now they call new generation innovation entrepreneurship up to 2.87 crores. And MSME business incubation center nearly 65 lakhs. Atal incubation center 10 crore and TBI is 15 crore. Through many TBIs and Atal incubation centers, there is a scheme called Nidhi Priyas, which I'm very sure near Aurangabad in Maharashtra alone, we have more than 10 plus incubation centers, the TBIs and Atal incubation centers. You students can straight away walk into the incubation center if you have a good idea and ask them. They have an upper limit of up to 20 to 30 lakhs of fund which they can give for a good innovation ideas. Why should not you approach and get fund and implement it? As I said, I'm sure with some commitment of time and hard work, you can have an innovative idea. I'm showing some pathway for you to get funding support, which will help you to take your startup to initiate some product development prototype and take them to commercialization. So, what are the funding agencies? What are those available? If you ask me, from schools to postdoc, everyone has a funding opportunity to carry out your prototype product development, to have your own startup and have your research initiatives being made out of it. If you are a school student, there are different scheme. If you are a college student, there is different scheme. If you are a postdoc fellow, you are a different scheme. If you are a PhD scholars, you have a different scheme. If you are below 35 years, there is a scheme in the DST called Young Scientist Scheme. If you are an woman employer, woman student, there is a scheme called Woman Scientist Scheme ABC. If you are an SC/ST OBC student, there is a different scheme. If you are an incubation center, funding is there. Through an incubation, you can also secure funding. These are opportunities which is available. You can always just look into it and make it work. So you're saying funding is available. How should I write a proposal? How should I have my startup? Maybe your next question. How see you all? I'm sure the faculty members who are here would have guided many students' project in for many years. Every project, either it is an undergraduate project, UG, PG, PhD project, or it's a funding of 5,000 or it's a funding of 50 crores. There will be always an objective. There will be a motivation background for carrying out the work. With the work, you will have a methodology developing for it. You will create an expenditure statement for it, and you will have what are the activities carried out. Beyond doing all these things, always whenever you take a product or whenever you take an idea which you think that you can develop as a product, which you can take it to the market, please always look into it how much impact this particular product is going to create among the students and faculties of the product which you develop as a student and faculty of your country. Make sure that how is going to impact on the society, how is going to impact on the stakeholders in the society. Today you talk about mobile phones. Way back 10, 15 years, what was the requirement, and today what is the need of mobile phone? And the changes they made. Today I can say everyone have been joined, 100 are joining and attending the session from your own room or class or in a bed, wherever you are there. Just you are able to assess this session and you are attending the session. So if it's previously we were talking that mobile phones are not allowed in the classrooms, today mobile phones, without mobile phone, no classrooms are there. So such kind of environment is being made. How much impact this mobile phone is created among the publics. So whenever you create or develop an idea or you think about any product, always look into it, how it is going to useful to the students and faculties of our. Just think from their perspective, understand that okay, I'm developing a product being a pharma college. In the so when I develop a product, how many colleges are there in the country, how many students are there, how many faculties are there? Should I develop a product to them? Or should I develop a product to the day-to-day public which will be helpful to them? When you're doing a survey, always look into it such a way that you develop a product which has more number of reach or more users are there. Example is about I say talk about mobile phone, covers, screens, which is one example which I'm saying because it's reachable is more. We're talking about sanitary napkins today. The changes which had happened in the past decade. We are talking about medical disposals which have been making that. As a pharma students, we all there is a medical dispose that wastages which has been waste, converting them into useful product is a big market today. You can always think into it how we can recycle, reprocess this wastages which has been brought out of an hospital and how can utilize it. It's a big market. Already product is there, any sources are there which you can make it. It's always which you can look into it. So whenever you carry out a good project or when you're submitting a research project, it's always required a journal publications or it is always required a prototype or proof of concept which you are supposed to develop and make it available with you. So in that case, you make sure that the more number of publications are brought out of your work so that which will be justified when you are going for an submitting a proposal or for the startups or you apply for a patent, I can say. If it's an innovation or an IPR, you always protect your ideas. Just file an examination, which is around application fee is 1,600, examination is 4,600. 4,000. It's just 5,600 rupees to protect your idea. If you look into it, Samsung, Siemens, and Nokia. Previously, we were there. Say any mobile phone companies to that. They have every micro level of products are being patented. Make sure that no one claims their thing. So always it's better to make sure that you spend quality time in developing ideas which will get more benefit to the society, so that more reach to your startup and you will have a product taken to a commercial market and sustainable. It's a big challenge. It's always, nothing in life is gets so easy. Always put our best effort. The same way, nothing is to be feared in life. It is only to be understood. It may be your teacher, your principal, your husband, wife, your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever may be. Nothing is to be feared at all. It is only to be understand that what they are required, how it is to be made, and if you satisfy the requirements, your life becomes very peaceful. Similar way, whenever you write a project, just don't need to worry about it, or whether as a student at the age of 18, 19, 20, do I give, government will give 10 lakh rupees. Don't worry about it. As I said, yes, brother, at the age of 15, 16, he had few million of fund generated for his ideas. As a best practice, I'm saying so many best case studies are there available in the Google. You can always just refer to that and see to that you are also part of that process. Identify, write a brief objectives, motivate yourself how we can develop the product, create a thing, and make sure that you are also part of a national building and developing a product which will get benefited out of. We are talking about vaccine of our country, which has served few crores. We have been a big achievements which we made in the system. As a student of pharma, can think in direction what can be made, what is the future prediction, what is required. Today we are all using cell phones. What would be the impact to the health? Already we are facing about problems in ears. So we are talking about tiredness, fatigue in the eyes when you watch the mobile phones continuously, keeping and bending, you get spine injuries, right? And so many things are there which you can always look into from the medical perspective, how we can develop any solution or sources to that. Okay, sir, as a student, what I'm going to develop if I get an individual, when you have a product development, default it's going to have a patent for you and you have a publication out of it. As a student, sir, I don't have a startup. You can do a PG, PhD program where you get a good admission within good reputed organization and institution in the country as well as at the international level. If you are with a stipend or say like, funding for your PG courses, you can travel across the country and out of country. You will be connected to R&D labs, industries. When you have a good prototype ideas and just say you want to say that you will have your own startups and you will get more funding opportunities if the market looks that your product is being worth enough. Many venture capitals are there, many business investors are there. If the product is being more idle and it's been able to reach the market, very sure they will be able to get it. What is the institutions going to get benefited? As a head of the institution, principal is there, Angadi sir, and many faculty members are there. Always this has been very much useful. In the case of NAC, NBA, NIRF ranking, ABBOT accreditation, D ranking, university, research center, incubation center of excellence, many more of such kind. It's not going, the students, whatever you're going to do, it's not alone going to benefit you. It's going to benefit your department, your institute, your region, your state, your country. So please look into it. Always whatever you're doing is going to connect from the grassroots level to our country to benefit and make it to the next level. So thank you all for your kind attention. uh, I hope whatever best possible, since my throat was not good, sorry for the inconvenience here and there. I had a cough, and I thank everyone for your kind attention and listening to me past 1 hour. Thank you. If you have any question and answers, we can always take it.
Thank you, sir, for this impactful session and your knowledgeable words and encouragement. This session was very helpful to all of us. Yes, sir. Sir, there are some questions asked from audience. If you permit us, sir, can we proceed with question and answer session?
Yeah, yeah, please.
Indian government provides handholding support for intellectual properties.
Government handholding for intellectual property is there is a scheme. We have an IPR scheme. Initially we support your ideas to be protected, as I said, through our Kapila scheme. We help in uh, idea converting and making it as a filing, patent filing, which the application fee 1,600, examination fee 4,000, which we give in the case of filing it. In the case of government through Ministry of Commerce through NIPAM program, we have been training the students and faculties, handhold them to take their ideas to prototype and product development, which we used to do. So it has been a deep dive process which government is carried out, and we are doing it for quite some time. So always students can approach us for this initiative.
There's one more.
Yes.
Funding of how much amount will be providing to UG and PG students for their research work?
Yeah, usually, if you look into it, there is a funding starting from 5,000 onwards. 5,000. If your ideas, your product is extraordinary, up to no limit for fund, frankly speaking. Yes. But only thing is your idea should be proved. I'm sure I remember a student's project was being funded up to 50 lakh rupees for developing aero modeling drones, because where they have been planning to fix the camera, monitor, do surveillance. I'm sure you all would have seen 3D at movie. So in that movie, the drone flying and capturing the videos and everything. For such kind of idea, for an undergraduate student, they funded up to 50 lakh rupees. So because he does a lot of test trials, prototypes, then he develops a product and then commercialize. So there is no limit if you ask me, but to be precise, from 5 lakhs to 50 lakhs, if your ideas are good or you want a good fabrication facilities, other things, we can also ask beyond that.
Thank you, sir. I request Gayatri Dedwal to give vote of thanks.
It's my privilege to propose vote of thanks on this session of building innovation ecosystem in educational institutions. First of all, I would like to thank our eminent speaker, Dr. K. Elingovan sir, for this wonderful guidance and sparing his valuable time for us to grace this occasion, and also to enlighten us with his commendable talk on the subject. Thank you, sir, for this guidance. And sir, you rightly stressed and talk about the 360-degree experimental learning program and how it will help us in business models and different programs and courses. Thank you, sir, for informing us about internship program Tulip and different program and courses, which we felt was very knowledgeable. Thank you, sir, for this wonderful session. Next, I would like to thank our principal, Dr. S. Angadi, sir, for his support for conducting this seminar. I would like to thank our Innovation Council of Yash Institute of Pharmacy for organizing the amazing session. And I would also like to thank our teachers, non-teaching staff for being present and guiding us here. Last but not the least, I would like to thank all the participants present here and also who are present from online mode. Your presence in this event a great one. Thank you, sir. Thank you all of you. I would like to hand over to Akanksha and Tanaya for the next session.
Thank you, Gayatri. Thank you. I'll log out now.
Okay, thank you, sir. And please accept this appreciation certificate.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thanks,
Yeah,
thanks for the same.
thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ilangavan sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Hello. A warm and very good morning to our today's guest of honor, Mr. Vishnu T.U. sir, respected Principal S.S. Angri sir, respected teachers, and all my dear wonderful students present over here. I, Akanksha Kasture, with my co-host Tanaya Dole, welcome you all for our next session. I hope you all are enjoying the session. Give in hope before you give up your confidence so that you will have hope to getting your confidence back. With this note, let's move towards our next session, which is on business, a common man's perspective, given by our today's guest of honor, Mr. Vishnu Tu sir, founder CEO of McCain Innovations. Before that, I invite Ms. Tanaya Dole to introduce our guest of honor. Over to you, Tanaya.
A very good morning to all. It's my immense pleasure to introduce our today's guest of honor, Mr. Vishnu Tu sir, founder, CEO of Macken Innovations, a passionate engineer and a tech entrepreneur with an excellent track record through the career founder and chief executive officer at Macken Innovations with more than 5 years of experience, healthcare and manufacturing. A well-defined engineering expertise in various industries, including healthcare, mechanical, and automotive. A deep tech enthusiast who predominantly works with futuristic technologies. The strategic operations, profile management, and product management are his current role and responsibilities. During his journey as an entrepreneur, he has built various platforms on futuristic technologies, including AM Hubs and XR Studio. He is successfully running a team of smart engineers and an emerging startup. Sir is a CEO, founder of Macken Innovations Private Limited. Macken Innovations, an ingenious ecosystem and a virtual warehouse of medical equipment and technologies. The company is specialized in creating platforms to help institutions to build a meaningful workforce, futuristic technologies. The company has collaborated with more than 150 plus industries and top world universities as skill enhancement partners, working towards the accomplishment of the company's vision, world with reduced mortality due to lack of medical equipment knowledge, creating culture, modeling values, building senior management team, financing, and plotting roadmap of the organization are some job roles of the company. Sir has completed her Bachelor of Engineering in Biomedical Engineering from Dr. NJP Institute of Technology, Coimbatore.
Tanaya,
Sir has
sorry beta interrupt to
achieved
you.
PhD at FIED IIM Kasipur, in at IIM UIC,
Tanaya,
IIM
am I audible to you?
Udaipur,
Tanaya,
analyst of manufacturing.
sorry to interrupt you. Our next eminent speaker recently joined us. Now again, may I request Akanksha to start second session. Over to you, Akanksha.
Hello, ma'am. I'm audible.
Yes, beta. Just turn on your video.
A very warm good morning to our today's guest of honor, Mr. Vishnu Tu sir, respected principal, Dr. S.S. Angdi sir, respected teachers, and all my wonderful students present here. I, Akanksha Kasture, with my co-host Tanaya Dole, welcome you all for our next session. I hope you all are enjoying the sessions. Give in hope before you give up your confidence so that you will have hope to getting your confidence. With this note, let's move towards our next session, which is on business, a common man's perspective, given by our today's guest of honor, Mr. Vishnu Tu sir, founder and CEO of McCain Innovations. Before that, I request Tanaya Dhole to introduce our guest of honor. Over to you, Tanaya.
A very good morning to all. It's my immense pleasure to introduce our guest of honor, Mr. Vishnu Tu sir, founder, CEO of Macken Innovations, a passionate engineer and a tech entrepreneur with an excellent track record through the career founder and chief executive officer at Macken Innovations with more than 5 years of experience, healthcare and manufacturing. A well-defined engineering expertise in various industries, including healthcare, mechanical, and automotive. A deep tech enthusiast who predominantly works with futuristic technologies. The strategic operations, profile management, and product management are his current role and responsibilities. During his journey as an entrepreneur, he has built various platforms on futuristic technologies, including AM Hubs and Exa Studio. He is successfully running a team of smart engineers and an emerging startup. Sir is a CEO, founder of Macan Innovations Private Limited. Macan Innovations, an ingenious ecosystem and a virtual warehouse of medical equipment and technologies. The company is specialized in creating platforms to help institutions to build a meaningful workforce futuristic technologies. The company has collaborated with more than 150 plus industries and top world universities as skill enhancement partner, working towards the accomplishment of the company's vision. But with its mortality, due to lack of medical equipment knowledge, creating culture, modeling values, building the senior management team, financing and plotting roadmap of the organization are some job roles of the company. Sir has completed engineering from Dr. NGP Institute of Technology. Sir has achieved incubity at FIED, IIM Kasipur, incubity at IIM UTC, IIM Raipur, finalist of Manufacturing Innovation Challenge, 3rd edition, NASSCOM COE, finalist of Hexagon Manufacturing, Intelligence Convergence, and more. Sir has accomplished as winner of Tree State 2020, organized by DST GOI, co-committee member of KSM Global Society. Also the member of Indian Biomedical Skill Consortium, member of BETAK. Sir is syllabus design committee member at 15 plus educational institutions, a member of the Royal Entrepreneurs Club, India, and also signed MOU with various educational and healthcare institutions throughout India on latest technologies involving additive manufacturing, augmented and virtual reality biomechanics, and robotics. Sir is expertise in operations and management, medical devices R&D, augmented and virtual reality, industrial advanced manufacturing, fluid dynamics and element analysis, precision engineering, startup legal, personality and time management, VLSI, and also variable design. Sir has also worked as junior engineer at Thyroco Technologies Limited, Navi Mumbai. Sir has also completed his training at Executive Entrepreneurship Program, IIM Kashipur, Advanced Entrepreneurship Course, IIM UTC, IIM Udaipur, Entrepreneurship Development Program, Startup India, GOI, Industrial 3D Printing and AutoCAD, June 2017, and many more. Thank you.
Thank you, Tanaya. Now I request of honor Mr. Vishnu sir to guide us. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Tanya. Am I audible? My voice is clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. So very good morning. Like I don't know, like you people are sitting at college. It's a Saturday, no? So I thought like you'll be at homes and all. So it's perfectly fine. Uh, so very good morning. I'll just ask few questions, okay? Like my session is not going to be like it's not. I don't want it to keep it monotonous. Like we'll try to make it something easier for me, for you, and all of you. Okay. So how many of you, all of you understand English? No, like English doesn't have a problem. I don't know Telugu or like I don't know. Okay. So but I'll try to manage. Okay, like if you find any difficulty during 1.5 hour session, no, like it's like we are going to discuss 1 hour, and like you've already got my introduction, like that is one of I don't know, like because like I thought like it has to be something more stronger, no, it's just very simple, man. So I thought like okay fine, like I'll become one among all of you, and let's start this session. Okay. So before I go to the presentation, I'll just ask few questions, 5 questions in immediate answers. Okay, I want instant answers in the chat box, or you can just unmute yourself and text. Okay. So my first question is, all of you had breakfast? Yes or no? Fast. Before we start, we'll just instantly. All of you had breakfasts? Yes or no? I'm not getting any answers.
Yes, sir.
Okay, only one. Huh? Like I can see 90 participants here.
On behalf of everyone, I am answering, sir.
Thank you. And like, please call me. Don't call me sir. Like I'm Vishnu. Like it's okay to call me Vishnu. Like I'm not. Like I don't want to be called as sir. Like it's better to be called as Vishnu. So okay, fine. Like all of you had breakfast, and I don't know like if I'll get answers for this question, but I'll ask. I'll put up another question. A for. I want answers in the chat box. A for. Okay, like everybody is connected through one system, so they don't have their own mobile phones. Is that right?
Sir.
Okay, okay. So like they won't be able to type.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So A for can you all shout? I can hear it.
Yes, sir.
A for
Apple.
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 Okay. Good. Thank you so much. So why apple? No, like why apple is a question. Okay. So generally what we do is like we are being trained that A for apple, B for ball, C for like cat, yeah, C for cat. Okay. So it's something which is very subconscious. Everybody says A for apple in India. Okay, so it's only because we are being trained in such a way that like we remember things and replicate it. Okay, because I'll tell you why am I asking this question, why it is very important to not say or not to think A for apple. Okay, because this session is completely dedicated for entrepreneurship, right? Entrepreneurship is something which is not easier or tough. Okay, it's somewhere like, okay, fine, it's not the easiest, it's not the toughest. So what happens is when you think of something which is instant, you say, what's your name? My name is Vishnu, right? You get it instant, but it doesn't affect your intellectual ability or the cognitive ability to think. But when you are trained to be A for apple, B for ball, and C for cat, it is continuously being memorized. Okay, this will like delete all of our replenishing cells. Okay, so the reason why I'm talking about A for apple and all is like we'll have to think beyond what A, why A for apple. It can be A for aerospace, A for anything, no? So when A for Akshay, I can see Akshay, Aarti, it's A for anything. So when you start answering questions, you become monotonous. When you start asking questions, you become brilliant, you become creative. So like this is one best quality of any entrepreneur, no? Like you say like any businessman or any entrepreneur like have this one good quality of asking questions. If you ask me a question, I'll ask you a question again, so that I get to know like why is that question to be answered, why should I answer that question. So that is a question. So I have 5 whys. We'll go to that later as well. If you find anything difficult or anything in between, do let me know. I'll be very much happy to clarify your queries as well. So I'll just share my screen now. So hope my screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So yeah. So entrepreneurship, a common man's perspective. Okay. So because like we are all students. Okay. Like I'm going to deliver this session to a set of students who wanted to become entrepreneurs, who might not want to become entrepreneurs. Like and what is entrepreneurship? Entrepreneurship is something which you do it by yourself. You build something so that 1,000 people can get value or 1,000,000 people can get value out of it. Okay, you don't be the value, you don't be a value creator, but you be the one who is creating the entire value ecosystem. Okay, so that is what an entrepreneurship is, that is what an entrepreneur is. Say for example, Like, you're not the lecturer, you're not the professor, you're the one who built the college. Okay, so that is entrepreneurship, wherein you build an ecosystem where you can create value to, maybe like, if it's your college, like your college should be founded by someone, and like with that one individual college we are already serving thousands and millions of people, right? So this is what entrepreneurship was all about: creating values to a million people, to a lot more people than ourselves, is entrepreneurship. So sitting right here, and like when we start discussing it, we should discuss about a common man's perspective, no? Like when I see from outside, it can be like, sometimes it can be very tough. Like if you are active on social media, you can just go to any social media and see like entrepreneurship. You can see like entrepreneurs hustle, entrepreneurs don't sleep, entrepreneurs like do hard work and all that. Okay, so it's not, when we see it from outside, when I have not become an entrepreneur today, and when I see it from outside, it seems very tough. Or sometimes you see like entrepreneurs have got funding, entrepreneurs become billionaires. Ratan Tata became the world's richest person, Bill Gates became the world's richest person, Elon Musk became the world's richest person. So it's two different extremities. So what is the process, right? As a common man, I need to understand it better so that I can become a entrepreneur. So that is what my agenda for today would be. So the first question is, why me? I asked, no, why Apple? A for Apple. Why entrepreneurship? Why today? Why am I here? Right? Like, why should I deliver a session? It's not just because like they pick someone from the road and ask, hey, can you do a presentation? No, right? So why me is a very good question you should ask. You all should ask me the question, why are you here? Why are you talking even? Right, so that is a very right question. If you have answers, you can listen to the session, you can make 100% productive outcome from this one individual session. And my story, I'll tell you how I started, like how how difficult it was, how easy it was, and all that, and the basics and fundamentals of what business is. And the don'ts is very important. Okay, so the don'ts is like how not to do business, like why, what should not you do before getting into business. So who are you? You can, if you have your mobile phones or your desktop, whenever you go home, you can just type VISHNUTU. That's my name. You can find me. Okay, so you can find me on LinkedIn, you can find me on Google, you can find me like I don't know, like other social medias. I'm not active, I'm active on LinkedIn. Okay, you can follow me there, you can connect to me there as well. So that is one individual. Who are you? Like I'm answering that I'm Vishnu. And more of anything, like I would say like almost like this is my second venture. And my like I'm a failed entrepreneur. Like the first venture, like we closed due to COVID, and then we restarted it. Like we started a new business, and that is almost successful now. Like we are moving towards success. Okay, so that makes me the right person to talk about. So what we are building today is Exa Studio, a immersive healthcare equipment training platform, wherein it's not only for healthcare. Any healthcare practices can be simulated using virtual reality. So that is what we as a company do. We build virtual reality system, we build virtual reality training simulators, and all that to manufacturers for assembly training, usage training, etc., etc. If possible, you can go through our website, you can see a few demonstrations as well. So yeah, why me? I've already given yeah, like Tanaya has already given a brilliant introduction. So possibly I'll skip this because it's again a repeated thing. So this is my timeline, like where I started, like what am I today, and all that. Okay, so I'm not dragging a lot. So let's begin. If you're all ready, let's begin. Okay, so I'll start with 5 questions. Okay, before we begin, we'll have to ask 5 questions to ourselves. So that is why. We call it the 5 W's. Okay, why am I the right, why am I here? If you are Arti, or if you are Akshay, right? Why are you here, Akshay? Or why you here, Arti? Ask yourself. Okay, if you feel that, okay, fine, I need to do this, don't sit and listen because someone is saying you to listen, right? It won't help you at all. It is not going to help you. If you feel that it is going to be beneficial in some time in my life, and how it is going to be beneficial, yes, definitely you can sit and listen to anyone, like even if your lecturer is coming and asking, like he's taking a session on say for example, I think like your pharmacy students, and somebody is coming and training you in Java or C++. Okay, you can ask, right? Like you will definitely ask, like why am I reading it, or why am I learning it? Okay, that is one very important question you need to ask every now and then to yourself. And who are you talking to, or who are you listening to? What are you going to get from this session? When are you going to implement the learning? Where are you going to implement it? This is the 5 different questions we need to ask ourselves, and at least have answers by the end of this session. So yeah, so to start off with, how not to start a business. Before that, I'll tell you my story. um, I'm a very like studious person when till 10th standard. Okay, maybe like even at 11 and 12, I was good, I was not too bad. Okay, but when I joined college, I did my engineering, I did my biomedical engineering. When I joined college, it became no, like when we are in the college, we have this, okay fine, like it's a life, no, like you enjoy a lot, like colleges are this mukabla type, enjoying type colleges. Okay, so that was also my I don't know like if that was my intention, but I didn't do well. College was pathetic for me. College was very pathetic, like I made it very pathetic for myself. And then when you come to your final years, no, there is one thing, you'll have to get placed, right? Like you can't do anything else, like you'll have to get placed. You've spent a lot of money of your parents, you've spent a lot of your time of yourself. And like there is a lot of pressure when you reach the final years, and because you'll have to definitely get placed also. So I sat for a few sessions initially. Just give me a minute. I'll just take a minute. Sorry for that. Just give me a minute. So yeah. So the lessons from my mistakes. Okay, I'll tell you. Then the first mistake is I didn't do my college well. Okay, then I got placed in a company, and that was very pathetic. I did engineering, and I got a placement in a business development firm, and I was doing business development. I was walking road streets. I was walking all around Chennai, and it was in Chennai. Like I had to walk kilometers and kilometers so that I can go visit my customers, tell them, hey, like there is a new product, and sell products. Okay, so that was not my juice. And what I did is, okay fine, I went to the CEO and said, like, no, this is not what I wanted. Can you give me something which is maybe like technical, because like I've done engineering. And like their answer was, definitely, like you have no skills, you come with zero skills, and you're asking, you want something technical, you're not eligible to ask that, right? So that was very true. Like I then realized, okay fine, that's true, no, why am I doing this job is because like I'm not eligible to do a better job. So what I did, I thought, like, okay fine, like let me go back, let me learn something. So during my research, I identified that there are almost a million companies working only to assist engineering students and any students per se. Okay, so this was one thing which, okay fine, like we'll have to start something which can hit, click, and my life is settled. Okay, so that was my perspective when I wanted to venture into business at 2017. I'm just 20 years old, and I thought, okay fine, like let me start a business. Okay, like I have no idea like what business is, how to start a business. None of my family members are from business. Like we have no idea like how to do, what to do, anything. Okay, like I was zero. And I told, okay fine, like that was the time when Flipkart was already booming. Okay, so like it's way back in 2017 I'm talking about. So it was already like huge market for Flipkart was already huge, and like everybody was talking about, like they started with book selling, and they became entrepreneurs, they became multi-millionaires and all. So we thought, okay fine, why can't I become one? And I thought, okay fine, like let's partner with my friend, and we started one venture which was into skill development and training. And as you all know, like when COVID, it went well till COVID, and when COVID came, like all of it came to a shut standstill, and we were, okay fine, like we didn't know like what to do and how to move forward. By then my partner was also has also left the company. So it was one individual handling all of the business. Okay, like though I like we made some like not so bad revenues, like we were not able to proceed further in the business. So that is when I thought of something. Okay fine, now if I had to build a business, I'll have to know a lot of other things, because I've already failed one business, I can't fail one more, right? So like fools make mistakes but humans don't, right? So I thought, okay fine, I've made a lot of mistakes. Only because of those mistakes I was not able to completely become a success in my previous venture, then I thought, okay, fine, let's not drag too much and move forward. I'll just switch on my battery in a minute. So sorry for that. So yeah, so that is when we thought, okay, fine, if I had to start a business, or if I go to someone, don't start a business if if you have no idea of the business, right? So that is what the lessons from my mistakes are. So one thing is idea. Idea is a very 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 important thing. Like say, like there is something called crust or the core of the earth. No, they call the core of the earth. Nobody have seen it. Nobody have any idea like how it looks like, right? But hello. Okay. So nobody have any idea like how it looks like. We have a lot of conceptions, a lot of the research being done. This is how it should be. A lot of theoretical explanations. But there is one idea, there is one concept which makes the entire earth stay strong. Right. So that is a very small thing. Idea can be a very little thing. Okay, but that is the initial fire. We call it, no, like if you wanted to lit up an entire forest, okay, you just need a spark, and that spark is an idea. Okay, the one target which drives you throughout the journey. Like, why are you doing this? Right, that's why I started with a why. When you have this idea of why, right, an idea, like it can be like, hey, I wanted to invent a bulb, I wanted to eliminate this world. Inventing a bulb was not the objective, I want to eliminate the world was the objective, right? And like say for example, like coming to this age, when you see, like I think like most of us use Paytm or like any UPI applications, but Paytm was the first Indian UPI application and unified payments. And what was their objective? Their simple objective was to liberalize payments or digitize payments, right? I'm getting an echo. Hello. Okay. So if you have an idea, then start off with the problem, solution, market, and sustainability. Okay, what problem are you solving? Right. Say for example, Cisco, Webex. What problem is Cisco Webex solving? We are not able to communicate with each other with a better experience when we are at two different places. So there is a product which can connect both of your PCs, we can connect both of your cameras, we can connect both of this, and all of this is connected to internet. And internet is solving the connectivity issue. Right. So this is the problem. And solution is the product itself. Market, who will pay me for the product? So that is a very important question, right? It is not like I build, say if I build Burj Khalifa and sell it to 1,000 people. Okay, if I'm building Burj Khalifa worth 20-30 crores. Okay, small Burj Khalifas, don't take like the larger ones. I'm just building, you can do nothing, you can just go and keep it in your home, but it costs us 30 crores. Okay, wow, it's a great product, right? But who will you sell it to? Nobody would buy it, right? So you'll have to identify the market and sustainability. How long can you sustain with an idea? Because if we know the offline training centers, offline coaching centers almost went to a standstill, right? So that is one of our example also. Like we were not able to proceed further without digitizing the business. So if your business is still commercial or still offline, you're not able to run a business now. You'll have to digitize the business, you'll have to put all of your workforce on the cloud. You'll have to connect cloud because people ask for work from home. Okay, fine, like put all of in work from home, connect all of their systems to to a server, all of it to a virtual machine, and get work done remote, right? So that is sustainability, like how fast you adapt to changes of the industry is sustainability. And plan. Okay, you have an idea, it's a one line idea. Okay, like idea can be a one liner. And when you have an idea, a few pages of the idea, like what am I going to do, like how am I going to bring in finances, how like how much people do I need, how am I going to manage my supply chain, how am I going to sell my product. Okay, there are a few things which we need to write it. Okay, but I'm not selling like you'll write it right the first time. Even today, like I'm writing my financial plan, operational plan, team plan, marketing plan, people plan, etc, etc. Okay, a business plan, it's called a business plan document, which has like 10 or 20 different iterations, and you have to write it and change it every month. Okay, because entrepreneurship is about changing every day and day by day. A transformation has to take place so that you become a strong and a very skillful entrepreneur. Okay, a few pages of plan is very important. Legal, a legal structure to the business is a mandatory element, because you without a structure, right? I would say like today people are already talking about colleges. Okay, why do we need colleges, or why do we need degrees, right? It's a common question generally. Why do we need degrees? I wouldn't say we would need a degree, but we would need an institution to create a structure, right? When you go to YouTube, people ask me like I can learn everything from YouTube. Yes, definitely you can learn everything from YouTube, but what about the structure? Where to start, where to end? Do you get a structured way, or do you get a legal way, right? When we see movies through Telegram, or I don't know, like there are a few websites, right? So I say people don't download it. Like if you want a Prime membership, or if you want something, do it legally. I know, like it's payable, it's like you're paying, right? But it's someone's effort, somebody is stealing. Okay, and we are a part of it. So to avoid all of that, you need to be legally strong, you need to be legally compliant to the region where you are. If you are an Indian citizen, and if you wanted to start a business in India, understand the legal perspectives of India. That is the business, tax, trade, intellectual property, regulations, etc. Okay, and IPR, like it's called intellectual property rights, and you'll have to keep your data protected but not hidden. Okay, because like you can't say I'm already talking about my business, no? Like Exa Studio is a healthcare training platform. It uses a virtual machine which is hosted in Microsoft Azure cloud. Like we have a hardware which is built for custom simulators and all that. Okay, but I have the know-how which is already patented, right? So you can keep your data protected but not hidden. You can't keep it with yourself, you'll have to keep it protected. Protecting is different from keeping it hidden. So that is where patenting, copywriting, and trademark comes into place. And user. Okay, like you can't start a business without a user. If you don't have a user, say for this headphone, okay, this headphone is built for gamers. Okay, so who's a user? A user is someone who plays games. Okay, now I've identified my user. So now I can do a marketing campaign only for gaming communities. Okay, so I don't have to like spend millions of dollars targeting everyone. So this headset is dedicatedly designed for a gamer who uses or who plays games in laptop. Okay, because you can see the entire system is very much precisely designed for a laptop. Okay, though I'm not a gamer, like I just understand the business behind it, so I'm just talking. Okay, and the one who makes you sad, happy, motivated, and inspiring is your user. Okay, because sometime your user will come and say, hey, like what kind of product have you built? Like you don't have any capabilities to become an entrepreneur, just go and do some work, no? They'll tell you, and it'll feel you make sad. And the next day they'll say, hey, like sorry, like I did a mistake, I checked your feature, new feature, that's brilliant, you're doing a great job. That will make you happy and motivating when people say, hey, congratulations, you've come a long way. Hey, congratulations, you're creating values to 100 people, 1,000 people, a million people. You've already helped 3,000 plus healthcare professionals adapt medical technologies faster. So that is motivating. And inspiring is like when you see a user is getting benefited, right? When you see like a user is using your product, and if I do a sales call with Cisco and get all of my work done, they'll be happy, they'll inspire. So that is one user point. So that is, you'll have to understand their experience, like how are we going to understand them, like what are they feeling, etc. Get their feedbacks, understand their satisfaction, and always keep in mind that you'll have to create value. Team, the blood and soul of the business, and they build empires. Okay, because you can have an idea, you can have a business plan, without a team you're again standstill, you're again at zero. Okay, you won't be even able to kickstart your business without a team or a team plan. We call it a team plan. You'll have to have a team plan. Say, you can if you wanted to run a pharmaceutical business, okay, what are the things you need? You need a laboratory scientist, you need a equipment scientist, you need a pharmacological scientist, you need pharmacy graduates for or all of that. You need marketing professionals, you need business development professionals, you need finance professionals, you need today it's a world of digital marketing and content, you need content writers and digital marketing. Only team is not like in-house team, it also includes partners, distributors, channel partners, etc. Say if you're not able to, say if you wanted to start a medical shop, okay, without getting partnerships from Mankind, without getting partnerships from Apollo, without getting medicines, no, you'll have to buy their medicines, so that is called a partnership. Okay, so all of this combines together, forms a team, so which gives you motivation, objective, determination, and compensation. You'll have to discuss all this. That is, the right person should have the right motivation, because when you start up, or when you wanted to become an entrepreneur, all of us in your team should have a individual motivation, which is a zero probability. Okay, because it doesn't happen, no, like even at my home, like I have a different motivation, my brother has a different motivation, my mother has a different motivation, so you can't find people with individual motivations. But you can identify what is their motivation and provide compensation according to that. But most of the two objectives when we hire is objective and determination. What are you up to? Are you determined to do that? If you want to run a 50-kilometer marathon, that is an objective. Are you determined? Are you practicing every day? So that makes you determined to what you want. So a few mistakes which can be avoided are what I've already told you. All of this, plug it together, put it together, put it into your mind. I'll just repeat once again. So it starts with an idea. You'll have to have a plan, a business plan, all legal structures corrected, protect your intellectual property, identify the user, create a team. Okay, without all this five, don't start a business. So why startups fail? One thing is lack of perseverance. Okay, perseverance is like, because it's not, you can't exponentially grow. Okay, if you hit a ball taller, okay, it will come down faster. Okay, if you hit a ball longer, it will go through a lot, or maybe like a curve, like which can go, and it'll come down. Eventually it'll come down. I'm not saying like it'll never fall, but it'll eventually fall, but it'll give you a lot of time. So that is the level of growth which startups will mostly do. Okay, because that will give you stability. I've already told you that will give you sustainability. Because if you grow faster, say for example, if I come here, like I pick Arti from this group and say, Arti, like I can give you 2 crores, your idea is great, start the business. Okay, fine. Arti grew, like started the business, she invested some money, she invested some of their team, she put up a team. Okay, and I'm coming, hey Arti, I'll give you 100 crores, now start a business in all countries. That will eventually break, eventually fall, make you fall down. Okay, because to handle all of that, you need time, you need preparation. So that is called, the preparation time is called the perseverance. A startup can never be built in seconds, it takes years. So that is a truth. Okay, so you need to be prepared for this. If you are dedicated and determined to spend a quality sum of years together to build a concrete business structure, then your life is settled. Lack of funds, Okay, like lack of funds is because like we all have ideas, right? Anybody can come and say, hey, like you have a brilliant idea, why not start a business? And we know like, oh no, business, starting a business is not easy, right? They'll come and say like, hey, start a business, okay fine. They'll say, come and say, hey, like why don't you buy that equipment? And when we go and see like that equipment costs like 8 lakhs or 9 lakhs, you can't just go, look, I don't throw money and buy products, right? You can't do that, you won't have money at all. So lack of funds, you'll have to work on it. You'll have to have a fund utilization plan, a financial plan for that, okay, which will help you source funds, because there are a lot of opportunities provided by the government of India, provided by a lot of other organizations. Like even if you have an idea, you can get idea grants, okay, like just to build uh, products or prototypes from your idea. Okay, the first stage is ideation. That is when you have an idea, you build it as a prototype. Then you have a prototyping phase where you get funds for your prototype. Then you have a MVP, that is a minimum viable product. Then you can source and funds for MVP. Then you have a product. Then you have a scaling. Then you have a expansion. So these are a few phases of business which you'll have to plan it in your financial plan. And competitive fear. Okay, so the competitive fear is like, if I wanted to start a Zoom. Okay, Zoom, like no, like there is Zoom already, I can't start Zoom. If Flipkart has thought something like that, there was already Amazon. Okay, they would have come and told like, okay fine, there is already Amazon, why should I develop Flipkart? Or when Flipkart was there, even today, like there are a lot of e-commerce websites coming up, right? So you don't have to be worried about your competitor. And even Ola, when Ola started, Uber was already in India. Uber is already a multi-millionaire company. And Ola is today a bigger company, like it's creating values to a million people already, right? Like be it like it can be like people might call it like their vehicles are not good, it's good, like whatever it is. But as a business, it's a truly trademarkable business. Okay, it's a truly a brilliant business model. And that comes from the competitive, like avoiding the competitive fear, because that is the most healthy factor in the business. If you don't have a competitor, if you why do we have a ranking system? So that we do better than ourselves. It's not like you do better than someone else. Do better than yourself. You rank yourself, you're not ranking like it's not a comparison, it's just a ranking of yours. Okay, like I've got 2 grades. Okay fine, like what can I do to bring him to 2? No, what can I do to bring go to up to 1? So that is what win, don't defeat. You don't even try to defeat anyone, that's impossible. But you can definitely win anyone, that's definitely possible. And my learnings, these are a few learnings which I've got and I've got in my entrepreneurship journey. So that is, family is a huge support when you start a business, because you need people around you who supports you, who believes in you. At least not in my case, who at least understands and not are not against you. Okay, because that is one thing, and that's not easy. Okay, like making people believe on your idea is not easy at all. Even if it is your family members, like it took for me almost like 2.5 years to make them believe like, okay fine, like it's a bit of a good thing. Okay, even today I'm trying to convince them, okay fine, like it will be eventually, it will grow and all that. So but that is a huge support when they're not against you. Okay, so and max is very important. That is the finances, like how much are you spending, even time. Okay, like how early are you joining, how fast are you leaving, how precise you're talking, and all that mathematics is very important. And understand the user better. Like without a user there's no product. Serve the user, not the media. You can see like when you start a business, okay, like you can see people claiming in LinkedIn, social medias and all, like all of this media says that, hey, like he started a business today, he became a billionaire tomorrow. He only started a business with 10,000, now he is 10 million. All of this will happen. Okay, keep happening. Okay, but we won't know the stories, we won't know what is happening, what is going through. And that can be a totally different scenario, right? Nobody claims that, hey, I got diabetes at 25, all of you will get diabetes at 25. No, it depends, right? It depends on my lifestyle, it depends on his lifestyle, it depends on 100 and million of factors. So don't ever serve the media at all. That is, don't fall for media. attention will definitely come to you when you have a solid business plan. And a strong team is always a successful business, because it's about like how grateful you are, how grateful all of you around are, how passionate all of you are, and all of this will make a strong business. So I'll just give an example. Okay, this is my story. So when I started, there was a lack of exposure in advanced technologies. Okay, when I started, like I'm a biomedical professional, and I didn't have exposure to advanced technologies. Even like smaller technologies, I didn't have access. So this was the problem we are trying to address. And when we did a deeper research, okay, we started doing a research. So there are almost 54,000 unemployable engineers only in 7 countries. Okay, so almost it is growing also. It's already 54,000, and it's growing year on year. Unemployable, it's zero engineers. So we thought, okay, fine, why not we give a personalized upskilling? Because if I can see 80 people in this session, all of I don't think like this session is being benefited to all 80. Okay, it's not possible, because we have 80 different mindsets, 80 different family backgrounds, 80 different behavioral practices, 80 different dreams here, right? All 80 different dreams cannot be satisfied with one solution, right? I can never give you a solution. Your college is not a solution. But what your college can do is personalize it, provide an immersive upskilling programs. That is, say if you wanted to become a data scientist, if you wanted to become a pharmacological scientist, if you wanted to become a, like whatever it is, like or if you wanted to start a clinic, or if you wanted to do pharmd, or if you wanted to, what do you wanted to do? Personalize it. So we thought, okay, fine, why not we personalize? As an idea, it was a great idea, it was a brilliant idea. Okay, and throughout our journey, like we set up like 7 centers. We trained more than 2,400 students, and we were able to get a placement of about 50% and all. Okay, but the COVID redefined our business. So that is what we were going in a straight way. Okay, and we thought, okay, fine, we are stuck now, because already Byju's and all of these companies are already pumped up with all of these educational modules, right? Coursera, Udemy, and all that. So why should I also build something very similar to that? They are also providing personalized skilling, so why not I pivot? It's called a pivot. Okay, then I thought, okay, fine, like let me go through a different route. Then we started building a virtual reality based medical equipment training platform. Okay, so this is my way. Okay, I won't say take this way, it won't help you. Build your own way, because this is what I built. I started very small. I'm now at the middle of the thing. Okay, so maybe like not at the middle, like average. I just came 1 kilometer or 2 kilometer throughout my journey. So to move forward, I'll do my own ways. You can do your own ways. Nobody is going to ask your path to success, right? There is no path to success. There is one dream, one destination, okay, and a dream. Okay, so the I always say this quote, like I love it, because the distance between dream and reality. Okay, so the distance between dream and reality is only discipline. Okay, if you're disciplined enough to make your reality into your dream, you can definitely achieve it. Okay, the reason why I'm saying discipline is, if you're waking up at 4 every day, wake up at 4 every day. Or if you're waking up at 8, it's perfectly fine, wake up at 8 every day. If you're reading a book every day, read a book every day. Do it in a discipline. If you say no, uh I won't do my homework during 6 to 7, it's my playtime, perfect. That's a discipline, right? That is why when we are trained in schools and colleges, we have periods, right? Like the first period, second period, third period. Why is it splitted into segments? And like that is one thing, it's called as time blocking. Okay, it's a scientific phenomenon. That's why like most of the classes were split into 40 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes. So like today's human attention span has gone much more slower. Okay, earlier it was 40 minutes, and now it's only 7 minutes. We're not able to concentrate on something more than 7 minutes. Okay, if this session was like offline, or if I had an interactive thing to do, I would have stopped it every 7 minutes, so that I get all of your attentions back, right? Because it's not like you move out. That is eventual. Every human being will move out of your track. Okay, so keeping all of your attention and focus in one single thing is very important, and it's called time blocking. So identify your own way, you'll definitely grow someday. Okay, so following someone's success formula is subject to market risk. Please find your formula and take help. Okay, so like this is a disclaimer. If you're following someone's success formula, I don't think you'll anyway get succeeded, because that's their way. They had different resources. Say for example, if you're following Warren Buffett, okay, what you will do, you will start your business at 60, right? But by then you'll exhaust all of your energy. It depends on each individual, it depends on hundreds of parameters. So don't follow anyone. You can follow, you can get inspired, you can bring in million people together, put in all into you and become a single individual, become you. Okay, so becoming yourself is an entrepreneur spirit. And I can definitely help you stay organized. Organization in sense like where to start, how to start, what are the documents you can have, like how can you get funds, where to get funds, how fast can you get funds, how to build product and all that. Because I've done it twice. I know maybe like 20% of what I've done. And stay healthy, you have to stay very much healthy, like eat your breakfast at time, eat your all of your meals at time, drink water. Or because a healthy mind is a healthy body, right? You'll have to keep your body and mind very strong. So always stay healthy, stay focused. Whatever you wanted to do, if I wanted to do like, but decide. Okay, don't just be without a focus. Okay, because without a focus you land up somewhere where you don't want it to be, where you not intend to be. So stay focused, get skilled. That is very important, because if you wanted to talk, if you wanted to learn, if you wanted to do business, if you wanted to work without upskilling, zero. Okay, you'll stand still. And get connected to a lot of people who are into your thing. Like you can get connected to me, like you can go to LinkedIn, send me like a LinkedIn request. I'll definitely reach out to you, I'll definitely reply to all of your messages. Okay, so this will also happen. Okay, when you keep yourself among startups or entrepreneurs or like-minded people, we call it like-minded networking, right? When you are into this like-minded people, you get to have a lot of energy, because you see like, okay fine, like this you should have experienced this, I don't know like if this is true. If you are at an elite community, or like even like wherever your home is, no, if your neighbor buys a car, your next objective should be, okay fine, I now have to buy a car. Okay, so it's not about like I'm jealous of that and all that. That gives you an aspiration, right? They're doing it, like okay fine, they're doing it good. If they're growing vegetables, right? There is a great example at my home. Like my mom is growing vegetables for her own, and like all of them have started doing it. So that is to get connected, like get connected with people who have great like great personalities, who can help you and build your business. It's very simple as of now. So have a great day ahead. So this is a company website, www.mahan.com. We wanted to be called as the future of manufacturing, future of healthcare training as well. So I'm done with my presentation. I'm open for questions. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer. I'll keep this as an open discussion. We have almost an hour, half an hour. We'll keep it as an open discussion. So hi all. I can see all of you. How was the session? Good, huh?
Yes, the session was very good, sir.
Thank you so much. You can call me Vishnu.
Okay, sir.
Very nice session, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. My pleasure.
Very motivating for me also.
Thank you, sir. I'm open for questions.
There are some questions from audience.
Yeah.
So first question is, what are the different sources of business funds?
Okay. So funds to start off with, I'll tell you the easiest funds. Okay. It's one is friends. You can ask your friends. Okay. If you wanted to start a business, okay, you need maybe like 10, 20,000. Okay. You can get it from your friends. Easiest way. Okay. If you have very good friends. The second easiest way is family. Okay. Because they know like what you are. Like they've been with you like at least for certain number of years, right? When you go, hey Tanaya, I can see her only. Okay. Hey Tanaya, can you hear me? Tanaya,
Voice is breaking, sir.
my voice is breaking.
No, sir, it is clear.
Okay. So I'll talk to Dr. Angadi.
Yeah, your voice is clear, sir. No problem. No
Okay.
issue.
Sir, can you give me 1 lakh rupees to start my business? See? But if I ask my parents, no, at least they'll believe me. Okay, finally he's doing something. Okay. So I'm not saying Dr. Angadi won't believe me, but it's better to ask your family and friends first. Okay. That is the easiest way. And then grant government. Okay. Government is already like this year, like government invested 1,000 crores in startups. We were one among them. Like we got funded by STPI, Software Technology Parks of India, Government of India. So this is one thing. Okay. So one is friends and family. That is bootstrapping. It's called bootstrapping. When you start your own money, when you put your own money, you get you and next is grant. Grant is something which you get it for free. Okay, you don't have to return, you have no like, but you'll have to utilize it for product, whatever you're getting a grant for, you'll have to utilize it for your product. Okay, mostly grants are obtained only for product development, prototype development, ideation stages. Okay, not for scaling stages, you don't get grants. Okay, unless or otherwise you go to other countries. The Canadian government gives grants, okay, for product scaling as well. Okay, so one is friends and family, another is a grant, and one of the riskiest or like maybe like easiest thing to get is a loan. You can go to a bank, you can present your idea and say like, hey fine, I'm eligible, I can do this. Go with the pre-orders. Okay, if you have an idea, nobody would buy your product, nobody would give you money, but you say go like, hey, I've already have 10 customers now, I have 100 pre-orders, 100 customers are interested in buying my product, but I need some money to build products for them. Can you lend me some money? They'll definitely lend you money. It comes with an interest. Okay, lending, that is loan. And next is equity investments. Equity investment is, say I own 44% of my company. Okay, so as a whole it's 100%, and I own 44% of my company, and my co-founder owns 44%, and 10% is for all of our teammates. Okay, like we have allotted ESOPs is for our teammates, and we have diluted 4% of our shares for certain amount of money. Okay, what you have raised, I give you 1% of my company and I take back money. Okay, so this is called equity investments. Equity investments are also like, there is CCD, which is compulsory convertible debenture. Like you give it as a debt today. Okay, I get it as a loan today, I don't have to give you back, but I'll give you back in shares. Okay, I'll give you 1% of shares, 2% of shares. Okay, so this is equity investments. And one more thing is like, which you can do is you can get into IPOs is public offerings. Okay, you go to a public or crowdsourcing, you can also do crowdsourcing. Okay, say if you have a brilliant idea, which is something very similar to what keto is doing, right? What do keto is a platform. If you have a problem, if you have a health ailment, you can just post your video, post your details in keto, and they'll do publishing, they'll do marketing, they'll collect funds from all over the world and give it to you. Okay, it's not only for health ailments, there are a lot of crowdsourced projects also. Like say, like I can see 80 already 80 people online, and I can see like, or maybe like a lot of people sitting also. So all of you spend 100 rupees each. No, if one of you have an idea, okay, have a brilliant idea, all of you invest 100 rupees, forget it for 2 years. Okay, if he's building a business, if he's building a great business, right, then he'll give you returns. Okay, that's called crowdsourcing, sourcing from the entire crowd, a much bigger crowd. That is crowdsourcing. These are the funding opportunities available. And to start with, you can start with EIR programs. Okay, EIR is entrepreneurship in residence. Okay, it's supported by DST, Department of Science and Technology, so you people will be eligible. And there are a lot of other EIR programs as well. EIR is one thing which you get monthly salaries to work on your idea. You don't have to do anything, you just work on your idea, I'll give you money for that. Okay, so that is EIR. Then you go for a grant. Okay, then you go for a bootstrapped money, or like you can start with the bootstrapped money, go for an EIR, go for a grant, then go for a loan or an equity investment. It both are like expensive. Okay, because like in equity you're giving out your shares, in loan you're giving out interest. These are expensive, you'll have to spend some money here and there. So these are the few steps. I hope I've answered the question.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for such a nice answer. My
Thank you.
second question is, what is a prototype exactly?
Okay, so just you have an idea now, Tanaya? You have an idea of a product? Say like if you have a autoclave. Okay, if you wanted to build an autoclave. Okay, or
Sir,
tissue yeah. Sorry, I lost you. Can I start?
yes, sir, yes.
Okay, so like say for example, if you wanted to build a tissue processor. Okay, or you people wanted to build organoids. Okay, you know what organoids are? Organoids, like we pharmacy people know, we pharmacy people do a lot of testing, right? We do laboratory testing, we do mice testing, we do like all of these testings are done in laboratory. You don't because if I'm working on a cancer drug, okay, I'll have to do, right? I take to a patient. My video stuck. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
My video is
Yes,
fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so the thing is, if you wanted to like something called organoids. Okay, wherein if you are building drug, you'll have to test it. You can't test it on humans, definitely. So what can you do? You can build a human cell or a human organ, a artificial organ with live tissues. It's called bioprinting. We have a technology called bioprinting which can build organoids, not today but sometime later. Okay, and test it on that so that you get better results. Okay, so now I am giving an idea of a bioprinter, okay, for pharmacological testing. Okay, now my objective is to build an organoid. So your prototype should not be an organoid. It can be a proof that, okay, fine, with this number of stem cells and at this process of stem culturing, I can create an ink which can create a small organ. Okay, say for example, uh, if you wanted to build a heart, okay, heart is this big, right? I will build a smaller version. So that's called a prototype. It can be like a prototype is something which is not to the market but expected to be in the market. Okay, so that is a prototype. The very first version of your product is called the prototype. Any other questions?
The next question is, what are the different potentials for market risk and how can we prevent it?
See, potential for market risks are huge. Okay, if I'm understanding market risks as how markets can change, that is heavy. Unless or until you do this analysis, okay, like it's only predictive, no? Like you can't, nobody would have predicted that COVID would be there and we all will be settled to Zoom classes, right? No, nobody even predicted it. Nobody even, like, we had no idea of it happening. So market is always unpredictable. Market can change. Say like today you can see a lot of advertisement companies growing up, right? Lot of platforms growing up. You say YouTube, Instagram, all of their primary business model is ad revenue, right? All of their primary business model is ad revenue, only ad revenue, right? So they are investing a lot of money already. What if what if all of a sudden humans just think like, or in the span of next 5 years, we just I'm just fed up of advertisements. I'm not going to see any of my mobile phones. What if we throw away our mobile phones? Right? What if a solar storm strikes and like it entirely destroys our mobile phone ecosystem? Anything can happen. So market is unpredictable, but potentials of market predictability and market risks, how can you bring it back? I'll tell you. You can go step by step, analyzing everything. Okay, you don't have to plan it for 1,000 years from today. Plan your business for 1 year or maximum of 3 years. Okay, and say for example today is 2022. Okay, plan it till 2025. In 2023 plan it till 2026. 24 plan it till 27. Okay, so in chunks, you can just go in chunks so that you don't get affected by the entire market risks which are happening. You should know like what happened to Yahoo, right? Like Yahoo was a brilliant messenger, a brilliant tool for like a browser and all, right? But nowadays Yahoo is almost obsolete. Nobody is using it. Very few people use it, right? So and one thing like market risk, I'll tell you about market risk also. Say like I don't know how many of you use laptops. Most of our Indian manufacturers, no, Indian dealers, okay, sell pirated Windows suite. Okay, like the Windows installed in our PCs are 80% pirated. Okay, so you having a pirated Windows version is higher. Even I'm having a like if I have a version, it can be pirated, but like I don't have it right now. So this is like a newer version. I might have had it. Okay, so the chances are higher. But do you know Microsoft is world's largest software manufacturing company, and would they not do anything to prevent it? Do you think it's a bigger risk, no? Like because you're pirating, one Microsoft license costs somewhere around 6,000 to 11,000 rupees, and somebody is giving it at 500 rupees, and somebody can crack it within seconds. So Microsoft's business is coming down. It's a huge market risk, right? No, Microsoft thinks I'm not going to do anything for students. I'm not going to do anything for individuals. I'm going to bring up a individual plan for corporates, because corporates is my huge market, bigger market. So I'll put a licensing. You cannot use a pirated version of licensing in a corporate world. So that is where Microsoft uses the market risk as a potential marketing strategy. Okay, so this is how we'll have to think of if you have a market risk. Okay, say classmate notebooks, okay, went off grid almost for almost past 2 years. Classbook notebooks went off grid, right? They were not able to sell their notebooks because nobody was using notebooks. Even after this, like nobody would like literally need a lot of notebooks, right? So what they came up with, they came up with newer ideas of products. There was market risk, but you change that into an idea, change that into a business. People always say, no, like creativity is born during difficult times, right? And winners or the winners, no, like always success happens in critical times. You can take up any business. Zoom, nobody would have even imagined that Zoom would become a huge success, right? Zoom was a very simple product. Nobody were using it. I have never used Zoom. I've never heard of Zoom before COVID. But today Zoom's revenue is almost 100-fold times. Like 100 times it has grown. So making an opportunity out of the market risk is also very important. Yeah. Any other questions?
Thank you so much, sir. One last question. What legal aspects do we need to consider to start our business?
Okay. So legally, there are four types of. Just give me a minute. I'm just typing my LinkedIn profile. You can just get connected to me. If you're interested. Yeah. So the legally, if you ask me, the one thing is today, like businesses are of certain categories. Okay. One is MSME, that is mini, micro, small, and micro. Okay. So this is medium enterprises. Which is MSME, micro, small, and medium enterprises. Enterprises like tea shops, enterprises like small factories. Okay, small things which you do business. It's called an MSME. You get an MSME registration. It's called Udyogadar. You get it registered within 1 week. You get a certificate. Okay, so it can be an MSME certificate. It can be on your name. It can be on your entity's name. Anything. And the next is the proprietorship firm. Proprietorship is I am the only individual and I am liable for the business. If the business is lost, I am lost. It is connected. Okay, it's a connected business. Say same shop, but I have a GST. Okay, I'm paying taxes. Okay, I pay tax. When I start paying taxes, I fall into the GST category, and it's sole proprietorship. We call it a sole proprietorship. Now I'm on the only individual who's handling the entire business, who own the entire business, who's not handling, who's owning the entire business. And after proprietorship, we move next to the partnership form. Partnership is I and Tanya. Okay, like I have Tanya and me, and we want to start a business together. Okay, we write a deed of agreement saying like, hey, like I will own the 50% of profit, you will own the 50% of profit, this is the amount of salaries with we both will be withdrawing every month, and all that. Okay, an agreement and a partnership firm, we call it as a partnership firm. And then next is a limited liability partnership. Okay, here comes the higher versions. That is limited liability. I'm not liable to my business. If the business fails, I won't be affected. Okay, it's considered as an individual citizen. Okay, it's an entity. It's an individual entity according to the government. So that is the limited liability partnership. Ours is a private limited company. Private limited company is something similar to the partnership model, whereas you can have 20 different directors. Okay, and you have percentage of shares. Okay, and it is allotted. It's a private limited company. Only private limited company, or I think like LLP can also give, I don't know like if it's sure, but private limited entities are easier to give shares, that is give equity and take in funds. Okay, so when we were talking about equity funds and all, no, like it's easier only in private limited companies. Okay, and you don't have a liability. It's an individual entity. If the company goes bankrupt, nobody would ask you a question. Okay, if if there are any issues, as a representative you'll definitely have to face it, because your business can't go and handle a court trial and all, no. But all of the legal things will be on your company's name. It is not connected to you directly. So that is a private limited company. See, so these are the basic legal structures. And when you say like understanding the legal compliances, no, you'll have to understand what are the taxes. We have 5%, 12%, 18%, 28% GST slabs. Okay, where are the imposed? How can I impose it? How can I get tax benefits for any startup for the first 3 years? Even if you're up till 100 crores, okay, you don't have to pay taxes at all. It's zero tax. Okay, government of India has levied taxes for startups for the first 3 years. Okay, you don't have to pay taxes. I'm talking about the income tax. Okay, I'm not talking about the GST is different, income tax is different. There is something called TDS, tax detected at source. There is something called TCS. Okay, so understanding the taxes is very important. Understanding filings, you'll have to file an ITR every year, you'll have to file a GST every quarter or every month. Okay, so understanding filings. And if you have a company more than 15 people, okay, you'll have to give benefits to the all 15 employees, which includes ESIC, provident fund, and all that. And you'll have to form the labor laws, right? You'll have to follow a labor law. What is the minimum wage you'll have to provide to someone? What is the minimum hours of working you'll have to provide? What is the security you provide? So these are a certain standard operating procedures you'll have to follow when you start a business.
Thank you so much, sir, for clearing our doubts. It will really helps a lot. On behalf of Yash Institute of Pharmacy, its entire fraternity and organizing committee, I feel immense pleasure to take this opportunity to propose a vote of thanks to our eminent speaker, Mr. Vishnu T.U. sir, who spared the time from his busy schedule to grace the webinar in his extremely relevant address on the business, a common man's perspective. Sir nicely said about 5 Ws, also nicely explained concept with the different examples. It really helps a lot. I would especially express regards and gratitudes to our principal, Dr. Sachidanand Angadi sir, always encouraging us and providing opportunity to organizing such events. My deep sense of appreciations and thanks to all the esteemed delegates who choose to be with us and attend the day of webinar with great enthusiasm and made it successful event, and also who are present for online mode. Your presence made this session a great one. My sincere gratitude also goes to the organizing committee for working hard for the past few days to make this webinar successful. Last but not the least, I thank our technical team for their timely support to reduce the technical issues during webinar. Thank you all.
Thank you so much. It was great session for me as well. It's a good start. Uh, yeah. Have a great weekend,
Thank you.
all of you. If you need anything, please feel free to reach me out. Angadi sir can get me connected to any of you. If you have a great idea, like I'll definitely support. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So I request you to accept the certificate of appreciation.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. One humble request to all the participants, kindly stay tuned with us. And all respected participants are requested to submit their feedback to the session by using following link.
So thank you so much. Have a great day. I'm just taking leave. I have another call at 11:30. So thank you so much. Have a great day. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Vishnu sir. On behalf of the management and all faculty members and students, I take this responsibility to extend sincere and warm thanks to you.
Thank you so much, sir. My pleasure.
One humble request to all the participants, kindly stay tuned with us. Impact Lecture Session 2 will be organized on 16th June and the details will be shared with you soon. Thank you all.
All the participants are requested kindly submit the quiz, which is important for assessment of the event.
फीडबॅक फॉर्म मेलला येईल का?
हा, रजिस्टर्ड ईमेलला तुम्हाला फीडबॅक फॉर्म पाठवण्यात येईल. त्यासोबत ई असेसमेंटचा फॉर्म पण पाठवण्यात येईल.
Feedback.